Welcome back, everybody. My name is Steven Aldaco. In today's video, we're going to show you how to keep your body fueled when you're going on hiking, backpacking trips, trail running, or anything of that nature. I tried to find things that you can find at your local grocery store that were cheap, healthy, and that'll give you maximum performance on the trail. So let's jump right away into it. And if you're not already and you like this kind of content, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Let's do it. Before we get into it, let's talk about the science of how your body breaks down food. So your main fuel source is going to be carbohydrates. And to make it really simple, carbohydrates are essentially sugar. What happens in the body when you ingest food is that it takes the food, in this example, we're talking about carbohydrates. Your body takes the carbohydrates, breaks the carbohydrates down, and then it turns that into sugar or glucose, which your body uses as fuel to power you throughout your hikes and treks. Now, there are two main types of carbohydrates. There are complex carbohydrates and there are simple carbohydrate. An example of a complex carbohydrate will be something like pasta, where it takes your body a little bit of time to process and break down, which means that the energy won't hit you right away, but it'll happen over a greater span of time. So it's best to eat your complex carbohydrates before you begin your trek, maybe for breakfast, something like oatmeal or wheat bread. And then when you're on the trek, that's when the energy will hit you. Now, on the other side of the spectrum, we have the simple carbohydrates. Now, a simple carbohydrate is something that your body can break down and which will give you energy a little bit quicker. Some examples of simple carbohydrates will be fruits, also energy bars, which your body has an easier time processing. Now, the other thing about hiking or trekking or backpacking is that it's a very calorie intensive activity and it's going to require your body to consume a lot of calories, but at the same time, you don't want to carry a heavy giant backpack, so you want to keep it light. Let's go ahead and jump into some of the things that I carry in my own pack. All right, so this is my day pack that I carry with me. I got it at REI. It was about $50 and it does everything I need. It's got really nice back support. It's really inexpensive and it works well. It didn't come with a camel pack. I bought that separately on Amazon, but that camel pack holds about 2 liters of water, and that's really good for most day hikes. And then if I need additional water, I'll bring a water bottle with me. Something like this, which is an additional 1 liters of water. And then if I need more water than that, what I'll do is I'll carry around this water filter with me. So this can attach onto the top of the water bottle, and then I can fill up the water bottle from a stream, and then I can have purified, clean water from there. This is a Sawyer water filtration system. It's really inexpensive, like $20, but I never go on a hike without it. So if I run into a situation where I don't have water, but there are water streams available, this will give me clean, fresh water. So something to have. Another great thing about my camel pack is the time that it takes to actually take water. So here I'm going to show you how I take water from my camel pack, and then I'm going to show you how I take water from a water bottle, and the time difference is just crazy. So having a camel pack is definitely advantageous for saving time, and then also it's going to keep you hydrated on the trail. So let's see what we have here. Just a bag of mixed nuts. These are very nutrient dense. There's a lot of calories and they also don't weigh a lot. So definitely if I'm on a hike, I'm going to be bringing some trail nuts with me. You don't have to bring the whole bag. You can just put them in a Ziploc baggie and carry them with you. Apples. I love bringing apples because they're a good source of hydration. They're a good source of quick, simple carbs to give you some energy. And then also they're not squishy like bananas, so they're not going to get squished in your pack and it's going to have banana guts everywhere. So if you're bringing fruit, make sure you bring a hard version of a fruit. You can also bring dried fruit. I really like to bring dried mangoes along on the trail, and that gives you some of that quick energy. It got really sunny there, so I brought my hat. Okay, so let's see what else we got in here. So I like to bring trail bars. They're lightweight. They have a lot of calories. I like the Laura bar because they're made with all natural ingredients, so no processed sugars or anything like that. So I really enjoy the Laura bars. And you may have seen me eat a lot of Cliff bars on the trail. That works too, but they're a little bit more processed. So trying out different versions of trail bars and seeing what works for you is kind of the best option, but I enjoy the Lara bars very much. So bell peppers, this one is kind of a little tribute to Craig Adams. I never thought I would bring this on the trail, but it's actually super awesome, and they're very hydrating, and they also don't get crushed in your pack, so bell peppers is a great thing to choose. So if you're on a really big trek, something I like to bring along with me are these Bolt Energy Chews. They're full of electrolytes, they're full of vitamins, and they're going to give you that extra burst of energy for those more difficult trails. Another very popular version of the energy gels or goos is these guys right here, the Goo Energy Gels. Now again, I only use these if it's like a very difficult trek and I know I'm going to need that extra boost of energy. Otherwise, I'll do my best to go without it, because I think these are kind of like a performance enhancer, which is great, but you don't want to rely on these all the time. So before I like to go out on a hike, I usually like to have a pretty balanced breakfast. So I'll have fats, carbs, and proteins. Usually this will look something like eggs, toast, avocado, and then maybe some like potatoes on the side. If I'm not going to get that fancy, I'll do something really simple like a peanut butter and jelly with a banana inside. And then I may have like a cup of yogurt for some extra fats before I head out on a trail. So that's kind of what a typical breakfast will look like before I do a big hike. And then also right away when I wake up, I usually like to chug like a giant bottle of water, maybe 1.5 liters to 2 liters, just to make sure that my body is nice and hydrated before I begin. So let's talk about after you've completed the hike. What kind of foods do you want to feed your body with then? Well, this is the time for protein and fats. So there's a 45-minute to 1 hour period after exercise when your body is most ready to absorb things like protein and fats. Now the protein is going to help restore your muscles, and the fat is going to replenish your fat stores. So like I was saying, 45 minutes to 1 hour after you exercise, that's when you want to replenish your body with proteins and fats. So real quick, we'll talk about electrolytes as well. Usually you'll find electrolytes in sports drinks. The problem with these sports drinks is they're very sugary. So that's going to spike your blood sugar, and then immediately that's going to be followed by a huge crash, which is going to require you to get more of that sports drink, which gives you the spike and then the crash. So to avoid this, you can go to any local grocery store and find electrolyte tablets. I like Noon tablets, and I'll leave a link down in the description for those. And these will give you the electrolytes your body needs to keep your body hydrated, but without that huge spike and crash like those sugary sports drinks do have. So that's pretty much it. This is what I use to keep my body fueled and energized. Most of the things here are pretty inexpensive and they're pretty lightweight. These are the things you want to keep in mind when you're preparing your pack for hiking. So I hope you guys found that informative and helpful. And if you're not already, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And in the comments down below, let me know what some of your favorite trail snacks are, and maybe we can start to learn from each other. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching today's video, and we'll see you next time.
Boyfriend, come on, let's link. Can't do what I do.